Back and so today we're going to talk about how I made another API of mine a little bit more faster. So just a minute, let me open my dashboard manager. Okay, so yeah, so what I did is did some changes to make the get bookmarks API a little bit more fast. And how I did that is, so basically there are a couple of async operations that get data from the DB inside my get bookmarks data API. So this is that async operation. So it is basically to get sort data that that tells the sort value for the user. For example, in this user, uh, there can be unique sort values for each and every collection, and then there's a global sort value for all inbox and trash, and then there's another sort value for any collaborator user. So for example, I am a collaborator in this testing collection, and if I change the sort by in this collection, that sort by is not applied to the other user, which is this guy right here. So sort for this user is unique and sort for this user is unique. So in order to get the sort by value, there is some logic on the API side which gets data from the DB. But this data, so this entire operation almost takes about 300 milliseconds. So how I know that is by using this method right here. So date now over here and date now over there, and then I subtract these two to get the sort time. So this was something that I did in a previous video of mine wherein I check asynchronous uh, time, like how long async tasks takes in my API. But that's the same method that I used right here as well. So using that, I got to know that this operation is taking over 300 milliseconds, and I just want to scrape off that 300 milliseconds. And all this sort data is already fetched on the front end. So when I refresh the app and get the data for collections, all bookmarks, user profile, I already have the sort data for the user. So what I did is I just sent the sort data as a parameter from the front end side. So let me go to my API call, which is fetch paginated bookmark. So this is the API call, and if you can see this sort, so I just created this hook. So this hook gets the sort by from React query. So whatever data that we fetch on the front end is stored in the React query cache. And from this React query cache, I get the sort value. It's just a bunch of if-else statement. So it basically says, if I'm in a collection, then return from this. If I'm not in a collection, return from this. If I'm the category owner, then return from that. So just a bunch of if-else statements. And but overall, this use sort by gets the sort value from the front-end data fetch. And what I'm doing is I'm inside my React query hook. I'm setting this sort value to the API, and then I'm directly using, so this is the API call, and then I'm directly using that sort value within my Next.js API to get the sort, which you can see is right here. So I'm getting sort by from the query. So doing that sounded pretty straightforward, but I had to do a bunch of changes. So those changes are, if you can see, I had to update keys everywhere. So inside my fetch paginated bookmarks, I had to add the sort by key as well because I wanted this to fetch each and every time sort by changes. So because I added the key over here, I had to update the key everywhere else as well. So everywhere I used the query client to get the bookmarks data, I had to add the key as well. So that change took some time. So So that is the main reason for all these changes. But yep, doing that did work out. Doing that did it improve my speed dramatically? No, it just scraped away about like uh, 300 milliseconds. So if I refresh this now, but there's still a problem where the first time the fetch time is the DB fetch time is a lot. That happens sometime, but that so this problem has not been solved yet. But I don't know how to solve that. Right? So if you see the time, it's about 400 milliseconds, which is good, which is decent. But if you see large data sets, there is on any page needed request, there is a delay for the first time, but I don't think that has to do anything with the API. It's something to do with Supabase, I think, but I'm not going to jump into any conclusions. I'm going to do some more research. So, yep, so that's it. That's how I managed to scrape about like 200 milliseconds, just basically sending data from the front end and not having any unwanted DB calls. But yep, that's it for what I did. But what I will do today is maybe find out some other ways that I can make APIs fast. But yep, I'm going to dig into some more things. But yep, that's it for this stream, guys. I think today was a short one. But yep, I'll come with more updates tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.